10 Minutes to Joy is your weekly invitation to reset, recharge, and rediscover your most joyful self through aha moments and simple energy techniques. You're listening to holistic psychotherapist Sylvia Plester-Silk. I've worked with individuals, couples, and groups. From parole officer to private practice, I've learned many lessons and am ready to share. Today, we're talking about the wind up. We have hit the beginning of September, and from here on out is when schedules get busier. The demands are more. It also energetically feels like a startup, and I think that that is intrinsic because we started school every September, at least in Canada. And so we often feel like this is a beginning of a year, an initiation month of how we set things up. And today, what I want to talk to you about is when you are getting into that busyness, make sure you bring in your self-care routine. We often give ourselves excuses that there's more time. The days are longer in the summertime. It's easier to get outside and relax and put our feet in the grass, be in nature, whatever. And as we move into our busier months, we really, really need to emphasize building in time for self. And time for self can be reflection time. Where am I at? How am I feeling? What am I needing? What patterns are coming up that I need to shift? And how am I going to get about that? And all of that can take a lot of energy. We often start different activities or classes of interest or study that create newness, and with newness can come excitement and a bit of stress. Again, another reason to really embrace self-care. Self-care is your friend, and we need to make sure that we're doing it on a regular basis, that it becomes part of our unspoken routine. Effortlessly, we're going for a walk in the morning, or we're going to aquafit, or we're doing something from a physical perspective to give our body that physical movement and medicine that will also help things release from our body. It will help calm the body and embody what's going on for you. Need to think about, how do you stay grounded when you start to rush around? I mean, I know that as school goes in, our streets get busier in town. I noticed that suddenly what took me a couple of minutes takes me sometimes twice as long, or definitely a few minutes more to get to my location. So bringing all of that in, and I'm not trying to overwhelm anybody, but I think we go through this and don't acknowledge it and don't pay attention to it until often we're starting to get really tired or burnt out or exhausted. And if you can avoid going there by bringing in self-care, you're giving yourself and all those you care about an incredible gift, and all those you serve an incredible gift. So, what does self-care look like for you? What are you doing from a physical standpoint? So, again, I mentioned exercise. It could be, what are you putting in your body? This is an abundant time for fresh fruits and vegetables that are healthy and being sold often at stands in the roadside, so that it's fresh and we're getting all the nutrients when we eat it. It may be a time of really making sure, are you drinking enough water? And not drinking to excess things like caffeine, alcohol, sugary drinks, those sorts of things that can add to that spike in stress in the body. So that's a bit about the physical. Emotionally, what are you doing? It may be taking time for gratitude practice. It may be time to just sit and deep breathe, breathing in through the nose, and exhaling through the mouth. And as you're breathing in through the nose, imagine that you're bringing in clear, beautiful air, beautiful, clear energy. And as you exhale, and let go of all those stressors. But knowing what is that in motions. So, and listening to your body and feeling those feels and acknowledging what is it you need in the moment. What's the need that your body's expressing to you? And how do you meet that need? So, taking a time out for reflection, journaling can be incredibly helpful just to sort of keep us in check and make sure that we're doing the things so that we're getting fed so that we can help others if that's part of our lives. And also then, so physical, emotional, mentally, what are you doing to stimulate yourself? So it may be, oh my gosh, I just graduated from university and I can't stand the thought of reading another book. I know I felt like that when I graduated and I went a few years. Um, and it's gone now from being a, oh my gosh, I don't want to ever read another book to what's the next book I'm going to read or what books am I reading? And looking at, are you getting reading for just simply enjoying? Are you reading books to learn and grow? Maybe you're reading books for reflection time or pulling cards for reflection time. So, just a little short positive message to help you think about what's going on in your life and help you catch your breath, so to speak. So we've talked about physical, we talked about emotional. So what about spiritual? And so for some people, that might be going to organized events like a religious thing. It might be being in some kind of community. So not necessarily religion at all. Or it might be being together with good friends and having a really solid belly laughs. It may be being out in nature, connecting with the elements, noticing when you go on a walk, the flowers, what the colors are, the vibrancy of it, and just noticing the environment around you. So look at your self-care regime and start to put in pieces, like schedule it in. It may be things like you're getting a massage, you're going to osteopathy, you're going to chiro, you're going to whatever it is that you need to maintain your physical body in a healthy way. So that you can, and it may be that you're going to therapy, and that might be part of the emotional wellness too. Making sure that you're doing things to embrace all aspects of yourself so that you can have the energy in this new time and that you start from the very get-go of the more stress, often the more stressful period, and you engage in those behaviors till they become a habit and they're in your schedule and you're doing them regularly. And that's going to help you mitigate the stress levels that you'll have leading up through the fall and to that occasion that shall not yet be mentioned in December. So I really encourage you over the next week to get your calendar out or your phone out and really look at, okay, I need at least one thing a day for myself to feed myself, even if it's a 5-minute activity. What is that going to be for me? And then book time in, book little scheduled reminders to just breathe in the middle of your day. Book a time at the end of the day to close up your office, wherever you work, and to just reflect on what you've accomplished in the day and celebrate that. And then making a list for the next day of what you're going to do and leaving it there so that when you go home or to your kitchen or living room from your home office, you're having a bit of a shift. But taking care of yourself becomes a number one priority. You have to be your number one priority in your life. That's all for today. Remember, beneath the noise of overthinking, your body knows exactly what you need to heal and thrive. Listen deeply, breathe softly, and let your innate intelligence lead the way. Until next Friday, be well.